you know the bottom line is no matter what happens to you, you got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
And bitterness is quite cumbersome.
They did something just because they thought that I might think that they were wrong. And I do. I think if you are fucking streaming that show, you're fencing stolen goods. They stole that from me. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network.
Dave Chappelle just dropped a truth bomb on Donald Trump that sent him spiraling into an all-caps Twitter meltdown. One joke about Melania's corporate arrangement marriage, and suddenly Trump's losing his mind online like a toddler who had his ice cream taken away. Why did this particular joke cut so deep? Because Chappelle didn't need fancy special effects or screaming to destroy Trump's image, just perfect timing and the simple truth about what we've all been seeing for years. The comedian basically performed surgery on Trump's ego with nothing but words, and the patient did not handle the operation well. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button?
And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch me in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart." And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born.
Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you ever wonder why some jokes make people laugh while others make certain people lose their minds on social media? Well, Dave Chappelle just showed us the difference with his recent takedown of Trump that's got everyone talking. The comedy legend didn't just tell a regular joke. He performed comedy surgery on Trump's carefully crafted image with the precision of someone who's been dissecting political BS for decades.
I mean, it's a MAGA hat, whatever, man. The thing that's scary about this presidency is after it. Trump's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. A lot of countries pitched in. Canada sent planes that helped us out, and Mexico sent firefighters. And Trump was like, make sure they leave when they're finished. When he's running for president, he said this at a debate. He said the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, were eating people's dogs and cats. That really upset me because I live in Ohio. In fact, what's up, Ohio?
What makes Chappelle different from your average late-night host is how he delivers these truth bombs. No screaming, no over-the-top impressions, just calm, calculated observations about the Trump marriage that hit harder than any exaggerated punchline could. It's like watching someone calmly point out that the emperor isn't wearing any clothes while everyone else is busy complimenting his imaginary outfit. Chappelle's genius was calling the Trump marriage a corporate arrangement, with the same tone you'd use to describe the weather. Not shouting it, not making a big deal, just stating it like it's an obvious fact everyone knows but nobody mentions. That casual delivery made it 10 times more devastating than if he'd ranted about it. It's like he wasn't even trying to be mean, just honest. The joke cut deep because it wasn't another tired gag about Trump's weird hair or orange skin tone. Grumpy Trumpy can handle those all day long. Instead, Chappelle went straight for the jugular, attacking the core of Trump's carefully constructed image as a strong, successful man with the perfect trophy wife.
20,000 Haitian immigrants were moved there by our government legally, and they pay market value for their rents, and they saved a lot of companies because they did jobs that the whites weren't doing. I live one town over from Springfield. Now, those of you who are from Ohio, I hope you know that's not what's happening in Springfield at all. What happened in Springfield is a lot of jobs went away. It's not that the whites couldn't do these jobs, but they were busy, doing other things. Heroin, sleeping on the streets, you know what it is.
When you've spent years bragging about everything from your business to your golf game, having someone point out your marriage looks faker than a $3 bill really stings. You could see it in the audience reaction. That perfect mix of shocked gasps and knowing laughter that happens when someone finally says out loud what everyone's been thinking for years. It's like Chappelle just turned on the lights at a party where everyone was pretending not to notice the elephant in the room. Let's be honest, Trump has spent years building this image of himself as the ultimate alpha male, but his marriage has always always been this weird thing nobody's supposed to question. When Chappelle compared Melania to someone who looks about as happy as a hostage in a bank robbery, he wasn't making anything up. He was just holding up a mirror to years of awkward public interactions we've all witnessed. That mirror Chappelle held up triggered something deep in Trump's fragile ego that sent him spiraling. When someone hits too close to home, the reaction tells you everything. And boy, did Trump react. His social media went nuclear faster than you can say corporate arrangement. All caps rants, exclamation points everywhere, and spelling that would make a third-grade teacher reach for the red pen.
And those communities are immigrant communities who tend to be very successful. They don't come to America to not be rich. And when he said that community caught hell. There was like a jealousy that ran through the community, and there was nothing I could do about it. A few miles over to Springfield and eat lunch at the Haitian restaurant and let them know, if I'm safe here, you guys are definitely safe here. And to be honest with you, I don't know what that was. It feels like I'm storming the beach of Normandy, World War II. But I gotta keep a happy expression on my face all the time. So imagine all the danger storming the beach, but I still look like this.
Most people with a solid marriage would laugh off a comedian's joke, maybe roll their eyes or shrug it off. But Trump, he launched into full-blown crisis management mode. Suddenly, his social accounts were flooded with dusty photos of him and Melania at fancy events, both of them smiling with all the natural warmth of department store mannequins. Nothing says, "My wife totally loves me," like frantically posting evidence at 3 a.m. What's absolutely hilarious is how Fox News transformed overnight into marriage counselors. The same network that spent years mocking other politicians' relationships suddenly clutched their pearls about respecting marriages. The hypocrisy meter exploded. Their defensive pivot was so transparent it was peak parody, like watching someone insist the Titanic was actually supposed to hit that iceberg. Trump's team scrambled around like ants whose hill just got kicked over. Their panic only made everything worse. Instead of treating it like a silly joke, they handled it like a 5-alarm PR disaster, which actually proved Chappelle's point better than Chappelle himself could have. If your marriage is a genuine love connection, you don't need a media strategy to convince people. What makes this whole thing stick is the mountain of evidence from Melania's own actions over the years. Remember when she wore a face mask while Trump refused during COVID? Or how about when she stayed in New York for months after the inauguration? And who could forget that Christmas tweet questioning the importance of holiday traditions? That infamous "I really don't care to you" jacket she wore while visiting detained immigrant children speaks volumes about her true feelings. The real reason this joke cut so deep is because it exposed the gap between Trump's family values preaching and the cold reality of his third marriage. He can brush off accusations about his business practices or his politics, but suggesting his trophy wife is just there for the contract. That's the one spot in his armor he can't bear to have pierced. So there you have it, folks. The real magic of Chappelle's takedown wasn't fancy wordplay or mean-spirited jokes. It was simply saying the quiet part out loud about that awkward Trump marriage situation we've all been watching for years. This is why comedy matters. When the emperor has no clothes, sometimes it takes a comedian to point at his naked butt while everyone else pretends not to notice. And that's Trump's real kryptonite. Not impeachments or court cases, but someone making fun of his personal life in a way that rings true. Behind the gold towers and tough guy act is just a fragile ego that crumbles when anyone dares suggest his trophy wife might not actually be in love with him.